Hey Eastside, my name is Montana and welcome to week 2 of our series, It Came From Within. Spooky, huh? Well, it shouldn't be that spooky. However, I don't know about you, but I love spooky things. Honestly, I love all things Halloween. It's my favorite holiday. But I know that may just be me. Tell me, are you team Christmas? Let me hear you. Or are you team Halloween? All right. See, holidays are the best. I mean, Halloween is
Montana, you're getting off track.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, Christian. All right, roll the bumper. Cue the spookiness. Okay, let's try this again. I mean, way better of a vibe. This fire's so warm. So, in this series, we're talking about what comes from within. Like, what comes from our hearts. And to be honest, sometimes I don't know what's in my heart until it's out there for all to see. Like jealousy. Sometimes I don't even know I'm jealous until it's too late. It starts off small, and then it can take over your entire mind and heart. And if we don't watch out, we might change everything about ourselves just because we were jealous of what the other person had. When we think about jealousy, we usually think of it as what others have that we don't. Things like looks and skills, opportunities, money. Like when we compare something about ourselves to something about someone else. Jealousy is what we feel when we want something someone else has. And when we don't monitor those feelings, jealousy can lead to so many more emotions like anger and greed. And you see, when we compare ourselves to others, we can start to believe their lives are better than ours in some way. Like, have you had a time where you start to think, I'm not pretty enough because that girl in my class has all those boys that like her all the time? Or that I'm not cool enough because it seems like everyone wants to do whatever my friend is doing and they don't even ask for my weekend plans. Or I'm not funny enough because people always seem to laugh at that one guy's jokes, but they don't even pay attention to me when I make a joke of my own. Or I'm not smart enough because there's that person in my class with all the A's and I struggle to get B's and C's. Or that one person got so many more likes on social media and has the coolest TikTok showing off all their trendy clothes and their skincare routine and their daily life, and I have like 7 followers. One being my mom. I mean, the list could go on and on. Has that ever been you? Because I've definitely been there. We start to compare ourselves to other people, and before we know it, jealousy can take over every part of our life, including our thoughts, words, actions, and relationships. It can lead us to believe things aren't true. No matter how jealousy makes us feel, it never takes us anywhere. The cycle never ends because we'll always find something else to compare and be jealous of. And here's the truth about jealousy. It's part of being human. People for the last 2,000 years have felt jealous at some point in their lives. The Bible is filled with a ton of broken relationships that were affected by jealousy. Cain was jealous of Abel. They were brothers, and when they gave their gifts to God, which was something you had to do way back when, God liked Abel's gift better.
Yikes.
So Cain ended up getting so jealous that he actually murdered his brother Abel.
Yeah.
Then there was Esau and Jacob. They were twin brothers. They never really got along. It's said that they even threw punches at each other in their mother's belly. Well, fast forward a bunch of years, and technically, since Esau was the firstborn, he got a lot of privileges, and Jacob was jealous of it, so when their dad was blind and dying, he went to his dad and pretended to be Esau to get the special blessing. Esau hated him so much that he wanted to kill him, so Jacob had to run away. Then there was a guy named Joseph, and Joseph had a ton of brothers. But Joseph was their dad's favorite child, so the brothers were jealous of him. So jealous that when they were outside one day, they saw a car full of people passing by, so they sold him off for a couple of dollars. Then there was Woody, and he felt replaced by Buzz Lightyear. Okay, maybe that's not in the Bible, but you get my point. In every story, jealousy took over. This is a huge heart issue, and it can destroy all of our relationships if we don't learn how to overcome it. Sometimes I read these stories and I think, if only God just gave them what they wanted, then everything would have been fine. Like if God liked both Cain and Abel's gifts, or if Jacob was also given a special blessing alongside Esau, or if Joseph and all of the brothers were loved the same, then no one would be jealous and everyone would have gotten what they wanted. But would it have fixed anything? Would they have just found something else to be jealous of? On the surface, we think that the problem is with the one person we're jealous of, but if we look deeper, we realize that we're actually mad because we think God could have given us what they had, but He didn't. We aren't upset about their cool outfits or all the awesome things they get to do. We're upset that God skipped us when He was giving those things to everyone else. Our real issue is with God. God could have given us those things, but He didn't. We think, God owes me, but we don't usually see it this way. And when it comes up in our thoughts, when we're worshiping and praying or in small group, we shove it down like it has nothing to do with us and has everything to do with everyone else. Like we just got unlucky or that it just wasn't fair. We start to think that the jealousy we're feeling has nothing to do with our heart. But it does. It has nothing to do with the other people involved. It has everything to do with our heart. We're jealous because we let those feelings of jealousy into our hearts and now it's taking over. So, how do we keep ourselves from getting caught up in jealousy? In Proverbs, it says, "Guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life." That means that jealousy starts in our hearts, and if we don't watch out for it, it starts to take over our lives. So if we want to avoid getting caught up in jealousy, we need to stop it by guarding our hearts. So here's a few ways we can guard our hearts. Number 1, pay attention to your feelings. If you let your feelings go unnoticed, it'll be really hard for you to figure out what's making you feel the way you're feeling. So really think about your feelings. When they come up, don't ignore them. There's a reason you're feeling them and you need to figure out why. They didn't just appear out of nowhere, even though sometimes they feel like it. So let's find out why we're feeling jealous when those feelings pop up. Which leads me to number 2, find out what's causing you to be jealous. When you start to get feelings of jealousy, think about it. What's causing it? Remember the verse we just talked about last week? It said, "Don't you understand yet?" Jesus asked. "Anything you eat passes through the stomach and then goes into the sewer. But the words you speak come from the heart. That's what defiles you," which basically means it destroys you. "For from the heart comes evil thoughts, murder, adultery, all sexual immorality, theft, lying, and slander. These are what defile you. Eating with unwashed hands will never defile you." So basically, in this context, this means that whatever you put into your heart will come out. So the more you take in all the things that make you jealous, the more jealous you'll become. So think about it. What's causing you to be jealous? If it's something you see on social media, maybe you need to unfollow that person or take some time away from your phone. If it's a lifestyle you see on a TV show, maybe it's time to find a new show. If it's the fact that one of your friends gets to do something or wear something that you can't, maybe it's time to do step 3. So step number 3. Celebrate what you have and think of what you're thankful for. Have you ever heard people tell you to make a gratitude list? Like to write down everything that you're thankful for and that it's supposed to help your mood? Well, I'm here to say that it actually works. Jealousy stops us from celebrating the good things in our lives and each other's lives because it reminds us of what we're missing. So when we write down what we're thankful for in our lives, we become grateful for what we have and we become the kind of people who are genuinely happy for others and what they have. We want to celebrate what we have and what others have rather than compare and become jealous. So remember, jealousy impacts our lives from the inside out. God made you exactly the way He wants you to be, and He doesn't compare you to others. So we shouldn't either. We shouldn't be jealous of what others have. We should celebrate what we have and the differences between all of us. So we need to pay attention to our feelings, figure out what's making us jealous and be thankful for what we have. Remember, all of us struggle with jealousy at some point in our lives, and none of us have to do that alone. You have small groups that want to walk alongside you in those feelings and thoughts. People who want to remind you that you are exactly who God made you to be. So lean into your small group and your small group leaders so they can encourage you when it comes to jealousy in our lives.